Any further supplementaries? Then question number 10, Jerry Brownlee.
Madam Speaker, my question is to the Minister for State Services and asks, does he stand by a statement in June that if state servants don't deliver...
Order. Jerry Brownlee.
I just did what I am, and I tell you what, I carry my party logo on my hoardings. Madam Speaker, it's well, it's his first time on the Labor list, and we know why, Kate. Madam Speaker, my question is to the Minister for State Services and asks, does he stand by his statement in June that if state servants don't deliver services efficiently and effectively, people lose faith and trust in the state service?
The Honourable David Parker.
Yes.
Supplementary question, Jerry Brownlee.
Does he stand by his statement in June? I'm sorry, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister. Yeah, they are big words. Yes, that's right. To the Minister, are services being delivered efficiently and effectively when in the last 5 years the amount of floor space leased to house bureaucrats in central Wellington has increased from 313,578 square metres to 445,915 square metres, and how is this 42% increase in occupied floor space of benefit to the taxpayer?
The Honourable David Parker.
I can't verify the exact figures that the member uses, but I'm happy to accept his word. 3 areas of costs that I, as Minister, have been moving to control the cost of are building lease costs, advertising costs. So the government is paying attention to these issues.
Supplementary question. Darian Fenton.
To the Minister, what reports has the Minister seen on public servant numbers?
Madam Speaker.
The Honourable David Parker.
Madam Speaker, of course, the big cost centre is and always will be wage costs, wage and salary costs, and I've seen reports that John Key, Bill English and Jerry Brownlee all say that National won't cut the number of public servants, yet we've got National still talking about unaffordable tax cuts that would cost many billions of dollars on top of what Labor's already committed to. So if they're going to do that, there's only one thing: reckless borrowing. You've got it, Mr Mallard. Reckless borrowing, substantial increases in government debt at a time of international turmoil. Some might expect this from a party of paper shufflers and speculators, but I, for one, think it would be disastrous for New Zealand.
Supplementary question, Jerry Brownlee.
How can people... Sorry? No, well, I'm just waiting for the retiring member for Wanganui to finish. Madam Speaker, to the Minister. How can people have trust in Labor's stewardship of the public service when it's overseen an increase in the amount of extra floor space leased to bureaucrats in central Wellington over the last 5 years that equates to an additional 13.2 hectares of office space?
The Honourable David Parker.
Madam Speaker, no doubt the vast proportion of that increase relates to the number of increase in public servants, which is at a lower rate than the increase in the labour force.
Supplementary question, Jerry Brownlee.
Minister, how can people have trust in Labor's stewardship of the public service when in the last 5 years it's chosen to create 17-point difference? I'm doing well. In the last 5 years it's chosen... Oh, Madam Speaker.
Order. Jerry Brownlee.
Look, I know how they feel, Madam Speaker. It's their last day in those seats. It's like the end of a school year. Madam Speaker, how can people...
Order. Look, if the member keeps on chipping backwards and forwards, this will go on forever. So just ask the question, please.
How can people have trust in Labor's stewardship of the public service when in the last 5 years it's chosen to create extra space for bureaucrats that would be equal to the 2 new Auckland City hospitals, 27 new Sunderland schools, or 1,470 state houses. And what are they doing in all that office space?
The Honourable David Parker.
Madam Speaker, the country can be assured that if voters choose to return a Labor government, we will prudently look after their money. We won't recklessly borrow to increase government debt.
Supplementary question, Jerry Brownlee.
Minister, has he seen a report by Bailey's which states that the government sector now occupies almost 40% of the total commercial space in the Wellington CBD? And does he agree with their analysis that the surge in floor uptake over the last 5 years involves quite staggering numbers and serves only to illustrate how big the core bureaucracy in New Zealand has become?
The Honourable David Parker.
Madam Speaker, as I said before, state servant numbers have decreased as a proportion of the labour force.
Supplementary question, Jerry Brownlee.
Can the minister confirm that the annual lease on office space on Wellington Central, in central Wellington now amounts to at least $106 million a year? And isn't the growing of the bureaucracy simply driving up costs for the taxpayer for further space to contain them?
The Honourable David Parker.
What I can confirm is that it was the last national government that flogged off the government-owned premises that now increase the cost of rent paid by taxpayers, and if they got the Treasury benches, they would flog off the remaining assets that are owned by taxpayers.
Supplementary question, question number